Hoima, Uganda's latest HIV hotspot with a 2023 prevalence rate of 6.9% in the city, while the district is 4.2%, collectively averaging 5.5% higher than the national average of 5.2%. Hoima District and Hoima City are located in Bunyoro sub-region in western Uganda and have experienced significant increase in HIV cases, particularly among vulnerable populations such as female sex workers and other key populations, especially LGBTQI+ community, due to the latest developments, which drew a rapid population.
When a development comes, it doesn't bring only growth. It also has other sides. Many people have shifted from rural area to these centers.
It's estimated that over 1,500 to 2,000, I think, workers are going to come. And that means they move with money, and also the HIV drivers also follow the money.
Because of the urbanization, people think they are going to get jobs, so they are disappointed with the expectations, and they end up going to another route, increasing our key populations.
But that aside, historically, Hoima is having a lot of fishing communities. There is also influx of refugees within the Bunyoro region, which is very connected to Hoima city, because this is the seat of the region.
Every year we plan for the population. Now we have planned for a certain population, but because of urbanization, people have shifted from other districts, restraining on what we have planned for our people.
We realize there is a lot of things which are happening underneath, and their hands are tied, and there is no way they can even express their issues.
Tuyita mu mbeera ey'okusomoozebwa. Mulimu abaana abalina akawuka ka mukenenya, whereby balina okusosolebwa mu bantu nga kireetera abaana okutya okusobola okutambula okugenda mu malwaliro okufuna eddagala kuba bayekyaye. Tusosolebwa n'omukufuna emirimu nga omwana wa ghetto atasobola afuna mangu mulimu kozi basuubira mubbi.
The biggest challenge that hit us so much was limited access to commodities, mere condoms, mere lubricants. And they were getting experiences where they were telling us they have stayed 1.5 years, without condoms.
Increase urbanization, increase population, increase key populations. So the budget cannot handle.
The other thing that we captured was brothel managers or hotspot managers or even lodge managers. They are the key barriers for key populations to access services. In Kampala, you realize that when you do community outreach or door-to-door outreaches, we use hotspots as the venues to actually provide services. But in Hoima, they are not allowed.
So this has really made the problem worse, because now we are seeing Hoima as one of the cities that is having a very high population of sex workers, almost second to Kampala.
The passing of the Anti Homosexuality Act in 2023 fueled human rights violation towards key populations, denting access to healthcare services to these communities in Hoima District.
That bill, it was a bad news to us transgenders.
It kind of gave permission the public to assault, punish key populations, especially the transgender persons, male sex workers or men who have sex with men, like in public domain.
People didn't know about transgenders, but when the bill came, that's when the discrimination began.
We had to shift from our place where we used to stay to some other places because of rumors and talks from other people.
Beating was involved. Moving in the town, when you're dressed like a lady, you get hammered.
When you go to the rural districts, an example, a case study of Hoima, key populations have actually chose to withdraw from public services and go into and operate in hideouts, putting at risk the key populations, but also even the public who access services from them.
We were also persecuted like others because the community thought we also do the same. Because every time they would come to the hospital, they would be followed up by men of the political wing and other members.
They used to talk to landlords. In case if you have this kind of person, please let us know so that we can come and do an immediate what? Arrest.
Once I called that woman nga landlord asibyewo wano wonna ng'agamba tubeezaawo abali b'ebisiyaga, tubeezaawo abasiriimu, tuli bamalaaya, ebigambo nga bingi.
It affected us because we didn't have, like, for example, lubricants. We need PrEPs. And some of our fellows are HIV positive. They need ARV. Now to access them, it's really hard.
So eventually it affected their uptake of the treatments.
The numbers started reducing coming to the facilities, and it is for obvious reasons.
The law further escalated anxiety, gender-based violence against sex workers and other key populations.
Ekiri mu Hoima osanga neighborwo ng'asobola okuyimirira kati ku business weti n'agamba gwe tomanyira walwala siriimu, stigmatizing abaana kati ne kimuleetera okwetya okutuukirira eddwaliro. Ogenda omutuukako omugamba ng'agamba nze maze omwezi oba emyezi 3 oba maze weeks 3 nga sigenda mu ddwaliro. Kati ate okumutwalayo tekimubeerera kyangu koze eri baba bagenda muvuma obadde wa biki togenda kwennyonnyolako omusawo n'akutegeera ky'obadde oyitamu.
Some time back we had a challenge here where my colleague got a problem. She was harassed by the community that she's HIV positive and she wanted even to do suicide herself.
I locked inside my house for 2 weeks. Ngampulira kati ensinjiko, I feel like ngandaba sina mugaso.
Discrimination, it's a lot in Hoima, most especially in transgenders.
If you go to the hospital and you are asked, you are who here, and you happen to mention that you are a sex worker, they look at you as a nuisance.
And it is very hard to reach a health worker and you really tell a health worker what you really are and what services you really want.
They're not able to access services. They do not have commodities to protect themselves from getting new infections or even getting other STIs, you know.
Most of them dropped out of the treatment, PrEP and ART. So the time we started consolidating the whole program, it was almost too late. So most of them got HIV positive. Others, of course, left the place in fear. They went back to their villages. So we lost track of most of our clients.
So UNAIDS, as they worked with the communities, mainly Alliance of Women Advocating for Change, and empowered the sex workers in Hoima to make sure that they can advocate for safer sex, also are empowered to have some income generating activities.
We started with an inception meeting, which was not easy to do because we had not formalized our relationship with the district, but we are very happy that the district actually was able to support us.
Abakozi ba gavumenti bagenda kutandika okutupima engeri gye tuweererezaamu abantu nga bajja mu mmwe nga bababuuza nti muli bamativu n'empeereza ya gavumenti.
I want to apologize. Kao has briefed me that there is a lady who said she was mistreated at the health facility in Hoima here. On behalf of government, I am sorry.
As Minister of Health, we had some interventions we put in place, directing all health workers in this country to offer services to all population without discrimination, irrespective of their gender, irrespective of their race, or any other inequality that they may be facing.
So we are working together right now to see that the well-being of our KP is well catered.
But also the leadership of the community has been shaky. We do not have organizations led by and for key populations. And I think that's where the biggest gap is.
Singa wabaayo nga bwe tugamba bwe tusobola otuukira nga tumanyi in case of anything tulina obuyambi bwe tusobola okufeesinga.
The service must be provided like within our fellow member who we share the similar problems.
We don't want to be seen at the hospital because our clients are there. Our clients, when they happen to see us there, they don't come back to us.
I would really request and recommend supporting partner like our coming in they sit together and work out together a program and a system, especially when it comes to identification of these KPs and keeping them together in their different peer settings.
As a work, we call upon donors, development partners, government programs to invest in community-led innovations, specifically like CAHIV. CAHIV is Community Accelerators for HIV+, and it's an integrated community model that brings on board or that encourages the providing of services in a very comprehensive way. We can also get economic empowerment for our services through our community model, which is called CHILEG. CHILEG is Community Health and Livelihood Enhancement Groups. So if the community, key population communities can also be supported to form groups like CAHIV, and then donors invest into them, I think the problem will be solved.
We want those people to come on the ground, they educate us our rights. I think that one can support us. If you happen to get a problem or when you are bitten by someone, that you know you are right or you know where to go.
If we do not embrace the key populations, if we do not support them to get treatment, they will become a center of infection. So when you give them care, you treat them, it's like you're treating yourself. And the game ends.
If we are able to invest, give them the funding, build their capacity, strengthen their capacity in leadership, mentorship programming, accountability, advocacy, grassroots advocacy, and reporting, data documentation and all that, I think we won't go wrong.
By co-creating solutions with key and other marginalized groups, the initiative aims at promoting economic resilience through sustainable empowerment initiatives while addressing their health needs comprehensively as a contribution towards ending HIV/AIDS as a public health threat by 2030.